Welcome back to my channel. Today's video I did these with dipping powder. I actually used this right here. I got this off of Amazon. Comes with 6 different dipping powder colors. The dipping base coat, activator, dipping top coat, and a brush cleaner. It also came with a nail file and like a little brush to just help remove all the extra powder. So if you want to see how I did these, just keep watching. Also, if you could just like and subscribe, I would really appreciate that. Keep watching. Okay, so let's get started. So this is it. Comes with some instructions. This is a little thank you card. It has a file, 100 and then 180 on the other side. It comes with 6 different dipping colors and then all 4 steps, and then it comes with like a little brush so you can brush off any extra powder. So let's get started. Colors are a lot less like intense looking than on the package, so hopefully they will kind of show up like this and not so much like this. I wanted to use the green. I'm not even really sure which the green is. Not this one. This is a really pretty color though. Oh man. So these are 0.5 ounces, but it seems like you can get like quite a bit of nails out of them. Yeah, these are super light. Like this almost looks the same as the one I just opened. This is not very promising. This one right here. Okay, so that's kind of the purplish. I'm not sure what the green is. Maybe this one? No. Okay, here's this one. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna end up using, I have no idea because they all look the same. Oh gosh, I'm spilling it everywhere. Okay, I'm gonna pick a color and then we'll get started. We're gonna get started. The first thing that I'm going to do is just wipe them with some acetone. So I've already filed them and I got my cuticles pushed back. I removed the shine. So now, wipe them with the acetone. I'm going to add a couple of tips onto my toenails just to, give them the length. So I'm going to use, I have this one here. One thing you can do if you have a tip that doesn't fit your toenail very well is just like cut a little triangle out of it. That'll give it more room to stretch. I don't need to do it for this one. So just make sure it fits well, and then you're just going to glue it on. And I'm going to do that with this one too, so I'm just going to glue both of those on now. So I'm only going to be adding the tips onto these 2 toenails. So now I'm just going to go ahead and cut them down to the length that I want. Okay, so you just cut them down, and then we'll end up filing them some more just to get them a little shorter. Have them filed to the shape that you want. Then you're just going to go in and blend the tips, so just file that down so it can just be nice and smooth right here. We're just going to remove that dust, and then you'll go in and just wipe them down with acetone. Get all that dust off. Make sure you remove all the shine from both of the tips, just so that dipping powder will adhere really well. So now we are ready for dehydrator and primer. Ready to get started. I've got my dipping powder right here. This is what I'm using to kind of scoop it out and get it on my toe. And then after I, put it on a few toes, I'll take it and dump it back into this so I can use this, because I'm not going to use this and then pour it back in here. So this is going to go in the trash when I'm finished. So I'm going to try to kind of use like as the least amount as possible so I don't waste it. Okay, so the first step, we've got them dehydrated and primed. So now we're going to go in with our step 1 dipping base coat. And this says to just apply a thin coat, and then you will add the powder on top of it. So I'm just going to go in with that thin coat. Make sure you get it close to the cuticle but not touching the cuticle. This stuff dries pretty fast. You don't have to put it under a light or anything like that. So you kind of move a little bit quickly. So I will scoop this out and get it all over my toe. Okay, so I got it everywhere pretty well. Now I'm going to go on to the next toe. And yeah, I'm kind of holding my foot pretty crazy just to keep all my toes separated. So I'm using out of the little container now. And it says wait like 3 to 4 seconds before you brush it off. But I'm just gonna do 3 toes, and then I will brush it off and dump it back in, just so I can make sure it's like completely dry. I don't want to mess up. Okay, so I'm going to take, this is a little brush that it came with, and just brush off that extra. Yeah, it looks good. There's a little spot right there that I missed, but other than that, it's not bad. Okay, so now I will take my piece of paper and dump it back in nice and easy. And then yeah, this right here should be plenty to finish out this foot. So now I'm just going to go ahead and finish these 2 for the first coat. I've got my first coat on there, so now I'm going back with my step 1, my dipping base coat, and I'm going to add another layer. Make sure you get that free edge up there. Yeah, so the instructions say to do 2 coats or 2 layers. I think on my other foot I ended up doing 3. but I think it'll be okay with 2. I think I'm just going to do 2 on this foot because the other ones ended up looking kind of thick. So just stick, I think it's better if you just do the 2 coats. I mean, maybe on the big toe I might end up doing 2 just to make sure it's thick enough, especially with that tip on there. You don't want it to be too thin. So I think probably on my big toe I'll end up doing the 3 coats, and then the rest of these I'll just do 2. I go in and just dust off all that extra. Oh, whoops. Okay, I just wiped this one too soon, so it like kind of wiped off some of that powder. Whoops. Yeah, so these, I'm pretty happy with these. I'm just gonna do that 3rd coat on this one. So, especially right here, I keep on missing this spot, it looks like. So I just need to make sure I get that really well. If you get any of this on your skin, just try to wipe it off sooner so you don't get it on your skin. Okay, so once you're finished with the dipping part, then we will go in with the step 2, which is the activator. So once I wipe this off, we'll do that. I'm all dusted off, so now this is the step 2. So this is like a liquid. So you just put on a couple more. Well, we'll put on 1 coat, and then this says to wait, I think like 30 to 40 seconds before you start to file. So we'll put this on. I'm probably going to end up leaving it for like a couple minutes just to make sure they're all nice and set and dry. So give that a couple minutes and then we'll start filing. So we've got the activator has dried on there. So now I'm just going to go in and just file my free edges a little bit, and then I'll go in and buff them all really well. So just do that, file all the edges. You don't really need, at least I don't need to file like the tops of mine. They're already pretty smooth. As long as you do like the even thin coats, you can get it on there pretty well and pretty smooth. So that's a really nice thing about it. So just go in and do all of the free edges, and then we'll be back. Okay, so once we have filed the free edges, you're just going to go in and buff your nails, just get them nice and smooth, and then we'll be ready for the 2nd coat of activator. Before I do the activator, I'm just going to go in with this really tiny, it's kind of a pointed bit. I'm just going to use this to get like my cuticles and just clean up the edges really well. Okay, so now we're going to go in with 1 more thin coat of the step 2 activator. This is going to make them nice and hard and just dry. Make sure they're dry. I just like to spray them really well with some alcohol, and then I will take my brush like this and just make sure I get all that dust out of there before I put the top coat on. So do that, and then it's time for the top coat. Alright, so I'm going to end up doing 2 coats of the top coat. This isn't like a gel or anything, so we just have to wait for it to dry. Yeah, it's shiny. It's not really shiny, so I think if we do 2 coats, that'll help a lot. So just go in and put it on all of your toenails. Top coat is all dry. Now the last step is just to finish with cuticle oil. These are all done. This was, it was okay. I'm okay with how they turned out. Yeah, it was pretty easy. This foot over here, I ended up doing, I put 3 coats of it on there. And then this one I did 2. I think it's okay for sure with 2. Because like this one right here is like pretty thick. But yeah, they're good. I'm happy with it. Tell me what you guys think. If you have any toenail videos you want to see, let me know. Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.